Yes, sir. This is a very special show. So peep the flow, got my Astro-Twin. We're dropping all the knowledge so y'all could just win. Astrology lovers and Scorpio Rising. Mentally, you know we're more than enterprising. Sizing up the situation so you see. Mercury retrograde can affect us, B. We're both Virgos and the Capricorn Moons. Born in September, but we were ready in June. What's this? The moon tonight, starting off in Leo and then on flight to Virgo. You know, the virgins, the way we go. That's just a myth and we'll break it tonight, yo. Scorpios stepping on the scene. My Scorpio Risings rep for the team. Chart ruler Mars giving you the bars. Sometimes we get angry and give verbal stars. But tonight it's about the love and peace. And don't you understand? Just get your hair greased. Sit back, relax, get ready for the show. Me and Linawa to start the show. Ooh, ooh! Knowledge.
Awesome. And you rapped about the moon going into Virgo at 8:30.
You listen, what's up, you guys? Welcome to my Knowledge is Love Astrology podcast, episode 481. And tonight is really special. You may have listened to the rhyme. I have my Astro-Twin here. We're both Scorpio Risings, Virgo Sun, Capricorn Moons, and she's a brilliant astrologer and photographer. I present to you tonight, Linawa Shaffer. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for finding me and inviting me.
Oh, listen, that was truly kismet. I mean, you know, when I see someone and they're sharing the truth, and it just so happened you had a whole Scorpio Rising page on IG when I found you, and I was like, who is this lady? Like, boom, boom. I had no clue that you were Virgo and Cat Moon.
That's crazy.
So, I know, right? So tonight we're going to have a lot of fun. Hello to everybody in the chat. We will get to you guys. Come on, ask all your questions. You want to know. My Astro-Twin is here. Virgos, Scorpio Rising, Cat Moon. Our main focus is Scorpio Rising, but because we're both Virgos and Cat Moons, we can definitely talk about that a little bit. So I want to ask you right off the bat, this Mercury retrograde in our 9th house, how have you been dealing with it as a Scorpio Rising? And what do you think about the collective energy coming off this Cancer new moon, still dealing with Mercury retrograde?
Yeah, so I think it's a major thing for Scorpio Rising because it's the 3rd house and the 9th house, and it's about releasing maybe these old constructs around how you were raised and printed on you in early childhood. That full moon we had in Capricorn in 8 degree 2 weeks ago, then the new moon stepping forward in uncharted territory because you're creating a new script. You're getting rid of that old stuff, but we don't forget things, so we will alchemize. We can teach. I know I've really felt like going inward. I'm trying to clear my plate of really everything except astrology, and I've been tired too.
Oh my goodness. I've been exhausted.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's the Mercury retrograde. Honestly, I'm realizing Neptune in the 6th and the Saturn squaring the real moon, right?
Yeah. And I do, by the way, we are both Cat Moons. I have a heavy Saturn chart because I'm in my Saturn opposition, and my moon, my natal moon, squares Saturn, which is conjunct Mercury and Jupiter. So I'm just like, you know.
Well, I think that's so fascinating. And we're going to talk about all the major transits for Scorpio Risings, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 10th house. But what's one, just right off the bat, what's one maybe secret or breaking a myth that you think is out there about us as Scorpio Risings?
That we are not scary. I can't tell you how many people have met me in real life, like maybe photography clients. They're like, you're so intimidating. Oh my gosh, you're so fun to work with. And we're not scary, that we actually need closeness. And we are a little like, you know, there's a little child in there that needs a lot of comfort, but we're very picky about who comes into that energy field. So we're not scary. We can be if we need to be.
If you mess with us, right?
Yeah.
But see, I love that you said that, because I think for me, when I first became an astrologer and like realized, wait, there's more than just a sun sign, and saw the whole chart.
Yeah.
And you start finding out about Scorpio risings, it did explain a lot about people being magnetically drawn to us, but sometimes being fearful or repelled, because I would experience that and I didn't know why. I'm like, I am the friendliest person ever. Why are you so afraid? But don't you think some of that is because of the Mars traditional ruler, Pluto modern ruler? Scorpio is the empath, and people know that they almost feel naked around us. We see right through people.
Yeah, and if they're being honest and they're close to you, they'll even tell you, I feel, I don't know why if someone says to you, I don't know why I'm telling you this, it's because of that.
Yeah.
People tell me their stuff all the time. I'm like a hairstylist. People tell me their stuff all the time. And it's safe with me. That's the thing. It's safe. It's sacred. And we emit truth even when we're young. And a lot of Scorpio risings need to understand that, because we have to make sense of our childhood. That's what we do a lot of the time, I think, with Gemini on the 8th house. And it, knowing that we weren't the problem most of the time. Maybe I'm projecting, but this is like the philosophy that I teach, just really knowing that we were always observing. I remember being with my dad when I was around 8 and going, do you love mom? Like, I just really wanted to understand a lot of stuff. Yeah.
That's deep. And what's interesting, because we are both Virgo suns and Cap moons, that's a trine. So we know with the trine energy in the birth chart, our parents really wanted us. You know what I mean? And it was the easy flow of energy. So that trine really tells you at the marker of birth, when your sun and moon are in trine, it's like your parents were like, let's do this. Let's have this baby.
Yeah.
So I
love that.
Well,
the sun and the moon, they sextile that. But yeah, I mean, my parents did want me, but then I grew into somebody who had their own mind. So then it's but they wanted the second child because of me.
Well, I will say Virgo children can be some of the easiest children to raise.
Good point.
Because a lot of times they won't make a mess. They're very introspective. They're in their own head, and they just don't bring chaos around them and in the home. So having a Virgo child is like a sweet little gift from the universe.
Yeah. And then my little brother, 3 years younger, it's just the two of us. He is a Virgo as well, an August Virgo, whereas I'm September Virgo.
Oh, wow. But definitely different with the deacons, right? You and I are in that second deacon, the Virgo Capricorn deacon, and your brother's the Virgo. Pretty different, I would say.
We're so different. Yeah. And I mean, his south node's different from my south node. We do not think the same, but we can have conversations. That's the cool thing about that. We can easily talk about anything.
I love that. And yeah, well, listen, as you guys will find out tonight, and we're about to get to the chat, two Virgos can talk forever. Because
we've done that before. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, yeah. And let me just say, you guys, so go follow her also, not just on IG, Astrology Scorpio Risings, but TikTok, correct? It's Astro Mom.
Yeah, it's actually _AstroMom_.
Oh, okay.
And I've been focused just on Scorpio Rising for about 2 years now, actually, July 2024. So I have tons of content, tons of video. I just started posting stuff to Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting choice. Tell me and give us some insights. What made you focus your astrology business? And I know you do regular birth chart readings as well, but just even how you represent yourself on social media to really just focus more so on the Scorpio risings. Why was that?
I believe in niching down. And also I have a lot of Libra and air signs, and I can be all over the place. And I tried doing like general just like teaching, and I couldn't. It bothers me that things, because I'm a Virgo, it bothered me that it was all over the place. And I don't know how these astrologers do it, but also so typical of me, I want to go really deep with it. So if I can talk about, there's layers to the videos, I'll be really deep, and sometimes it's a stupid video with music,
Hey, so, nothing's wrong with entertaining and having fun too.
Yeah, it was easy for me. And also, if I'm going to know what's going on with any rising sign at any moment, it will definitely be Scorpio rising, and I can feel the energy. And so then I can, bring the message.
I love that. I love that. So you want to check out who's here in the chat, read some names, and see if we have any questions or anything?
Yeah. So I'm starting from the bottom, but I'll scroll up. But I think it's Elena Taylor. They're asking, so wait a minute, you are both Virgos? Yes, we're both Virgos.
Yep, that's my wife.
Yep. And and then we're both Cap Moons as well. So super, super cool. And then we have it's these I don't even know if
Phoenix.
this is a word. No, someone else. They're just saying, hey, greetings, Big E Linawa YouTube family from the home and city of the blues. Great music rhymes, Big E as usual. So one of your followers.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me go to the top here. Let's see. So who in the chat is a Scorpio rising? Is it all Scorpio risings?
No, I don't think so, but I know that there's some here.
Okay.
DJ Dan may be here.
I do see a Camila Fernanda, and I wonder if she's from my TikTok because I have someone by that name in my
Yes, she may be. Well, welcome to the channel. Yeah. Please, you guys hit the like button and subscribe, and welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you.
Yeah. Audra Dye 349 Scorpio.
Oh, rising. She's a Scorpio rising. Yeah. She was excited for this one.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, we'll go deep. I mean, whatever you guys want to ask Scorpio rising about, I don't know, anything really. We have some experience.
One thing I want to lay down that a lot of people may not know, if you have a Scorpio rising sun or moon, number one, you're here to break generational curses, and something happened during the pregnancy or the birth that created that Scorpio sun moon rising, right? We're both Scorpio rising. So did you ever speak to your mom about it? Was it preeclampsia, jaundice, umbilical around the neck, emergency C-section, anything?
I've heard the story many times. My dad tells it like it's a comedy show. My mom, I guess, was not pushing me out the right way. And my mom's from the Philippines. And so I don't know if there was a language barrier, but my dad says the doctor got really impatient with her and exasperated, and then they used the forceps. So I don't think I had a near death or something was wrapped around my neck, but I had a resistance to come out. But maybe I wasn't ready. And now that I'm older, I get really annoyed when people rush me. The energy this week, I don't want anyone rushing me. Don't tell me I'm on my own timeline. But yeah, so that's when the forceps were being used on a lot of babies at that time. But I think my mom had a good pregnancy. She did get sick though. She did get, I know that doesn't affect everyone. I have 4 kids. I got sicker with every pregnancy. But
your kids, some of them, they have Scorpio moons, right? So what happened with their birthing story, right? You got sick?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I was sick with every kid, and with every kid it got worse. Oh, but one thing about my birth, I was unplanned, and I was reminded that I was an accident all the time, and it wasn't put nicely. But I was a surprise baby, so I was entering the world. No matter, I said, I'm going to come into the portal and shake shit up.
Oh my God, I love that. And listen, that's sort of, we're here to break generational curses. So Scorpio risings, we are here to shake it up, baby.
I'm a curse breaker. I have 4 kids. The oldest has a Scorpio South node. The second she's a Scorpio stellium, and her Mars is conjunct her Scorpio sun exactly. So try her if you dare. And she's a Cap rising with Saturn and Moon in her 8th house. So, yeah. And then I have
and that was a tough pregnancy for you?
Every single one. Yeah. Actually, the first one, she was 5 weeks early. And it was I was going in for a doctor's appointment. I was 22, and the doctor said, you're going to have birth now. And I thought I was dreaming. I literally said, what do you mean? Am I in a dream? I was in shock. I was on every drug imaginable for 3 days to get her out.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said that nutrients weren't being given to her. And astrology is weird, right? So she's a Cancer rising, and that has a lot to do with nutrients in the body.
Yes,
and they said that nutrients weren't being given to her. So, yeah, the second one, she wasn't a difficult birth, but I was a young mom, so I did things differently. I chose to take all the medicine, where the second ones, it was in a birthing center, no medicine, all 100% natural. The second one, I scheduled that. So she would have been a Sag, but she's a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving holidays. A doctor, I think, wanted me to have her before he went on vacation.
Oh my God.
Probably. Yeah, and the second one's from a second marriage. They're Scorpio Moons, and yeah, I was very sick with all of them, and it always was longer. The sickness always lasted longer with every kid.
Very interesting. So one thing you guys also with Scorpio risings, right? It's sort of like a kiss from the ancestors. They're always watching over us. And we see that with Sagittarius in the second house where you earn money because, you know, Linawa and I have both discussed this, but it's really fascinating. You know, whether you're doing well financially or having a tough, you know, time, with Scorpio risings, no matter what, we will never go broke and homeless. And whenever we're in a jam and we need some money, boom, that Sag second house will
I've
provide.
noticed that.
That's true for you, right?
Yes, and I have whole signs in Jupiter in my 12th house, and I'm always like, gosh, and people have told me everything I touch turns to gold, and even with, I knock on wood, but like car accidents and weird stuff, I've just noticed I'm protected. Somebody put in the chat, which made me think of something I never put two and two together, but Camila said that she tried investigating her birth. Her mom said everything was fine, but she did experience a lot of emotional domestic abuse, bullying while pregnant, from her father's family. And I want to say,
she's a Scorpio rising too?
She's a Scorpio rising, and my dad is Jewish, and he was the first one to marry outside of the culture and the religion. So people on my dad's side were actually telling him and my mom, your babies are going to be mutts, da 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 da. So now that I'm thinking, but I mean, they loved us after the fact, you know. I mean, my Jewish grandma spoiled me. So yeah, and you know, there's a lot of stuff about my family, but my mom definitely was put through the ringer. I'm sure. With a lot of history there. Yeah.
So when you think about our Scorpio risings, like, and you mentioned it earlier, right? Well, we have the sun and moon in a trine, but the sextile to our Cap moon and the sextile to our Virgo sun, which sextile do you think has the deeper connection? Virgo Scorpio or Scorpio Capricorn?
This is hard for me personally because my Capricorn moon squares Mercury exactly, and that is conjunct Saturn. So I'm very melancholy, and I can be very up and down. My sun keeps me optimistic. My Virgo sun, I feel like, stabilizes me. Okay. It helps me. I would say, and I always joke, I'm so glad I only have one Virgo planet because I'm not really neurotic. I'm a little weird, but I'm not. I look at a lot of Scorpio rising charts that have a lot of Virgo.
Okay, wait. I won't take that personal with my Virgos to tell you.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, both of our chart rulers, right? So my Mars is in Virgo and your Mars is in Leo. Yeah. And interesting with that Mars and Leo, the 10th house, it's an indicator of exactly what you experienced, right? You were in the military for a while?
I was. Isn't that a shocker? I see that in charts too. I wanted to get out of my house. I didn't have the money. I was like, I need to get the hell out of here. I was 21 and I signed up because of a friend wanted to go visit the base in Tampa, Florida, where I grew up. And I was like, I just wanted to go see were there any hot guys on the base. Like, I was just going to support her. And then she never joins. And then I end up going a year later.
Shut up. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I met my first husband, and I did exactly what the recruiter told me not to do because I was 21. And he said, don't get pregnant. Don't get married. And I did both in the wrong order.
Oh, my God.
To a Gemini.
Well, okay. So you guys, that's an interesting point right there. And so you Scorpio risings, listen up. The sign in the 8th house for us Gemini, the Gemini sun moon rising will be physically or sexually attracted to the Scorpio rising. because the 8th house is, power, sex, intimacy, all that. And so it's funny that that happened with you, the Gemini. Now, I married a Pisces, but I waited to get married with Saturn and Taurus in the 7th house till I was 37. I had to find her.
Smart,
but
yeah.
I dated a lot of Gemini women, and I never really, understood why. And then once I became the astrologer, I was like, oh my God, it was right there in the chart. And so, and then also with a lot of Libra, Aquarius, Geminis as well, the 4th, 8th, and 12th house. So I think that's fascinating. But let's stay right there for a second. What have you been feeling since Uranus has come into our 8th house in Gemini?
I love it. I think Scorpio Rising should embrace this. And I'm telling the people who listen to me, this is the command station. If this is the command station, bounce back to that, because the planet Uranus there's no time that's there. There's no limitations. We do better when we are honest with ourselves. And this is where we can have breakthroughs. And I'm not saying it's easy, but hey, at least it's not in Taurus. So, and it is the 8th house. That is the domain of Scorpio. Maybe not in the best relationship, like aspect to the 1st house, but I think it's a good thing. And, we'll be different people in 8 years, I think.
Well, one thing that I love about it, and I've been telling everybody, it's an opportunity for us to even get deeper into esoteric occult knowledge, but it can also activate some of our psychic medium gifts. Maybe some Scorpio risings get into being a doula, deaf doula, or midwife. But we also need to draw closer to the gems, minerals, crystals, and herbs, the things that are hidden underground.
Yeah, so, makes sense. Mushrooms for healing. Yeah, mushrooms are a Scorpio thing, I think.
Well, that mycelium network, that's a real powerful energy for us. So you guys have any questions? We're going to get into those houses and some of the transits.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, do you have anything on your ascendant in Scorpio?
Not on my ascendant. Maybe some I think there's some crazy stars or something that I've looked into.
Like asteroids and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, stuff, which makes sense. I just kind of look at that to help validate me. But I have my ascendant is in 8 degrees. I have the planet Uranus in 25 or 26 conjunct Black Moon Lilith. I think they're 2 degrees apart.
That's right. They're both in Scorpio. Yeah.
They're both in Scorpio.
That's really powerful, because, that does make you naturally the rebel. And that also is definitely a marker for Reiki and being a big empath.
Yeah. And it's funny because I started using Reiki for me to heal 2 years ago. And I just went, and I found someone I love, and she tells me things. It lines up with the astrology. I had my ancestors talking to me, and this is new to me. I've never been a big woo-hoo person. I'm very practical. And I think Virgos and Capricorns are very practical. You got to prove to me what this is. Yeah. So yeah, I was driving around, a few months ago. Are my ancestors even with me? Because I need you guys. And she confirmed that. I don't tell her these things, and that's Pluto in the 4th house talking to Uranus in the 8th house. So I'm open. I have some books here that I just cracked open, and it's all on all kinds of weird stuff, moon stuff that is new to me. And I feel like I'm a newer astrologer too. So.
But that's good, because see, as you grow and gain more experience, though, that's one thing that I love about the awareness of the Scorpio rising, because it's literally, you guys, and some of you in the chat may relate to this, you're like walking around with an MRI machine, and you can kind of see through the souls. So sometimes we don't like to just chat it up and talk to anybody, even though we can. We're very social. But we don't necessarily love small talk. We like to go deep, like you said earlier. And for me, I see where it can be challenging for others, because some people just stay in the surface level with the conversations. And that can be very boring for a Scorpio rising.
Yeah. And I think once I was kind of in my Uranus opposition, I call myself the cranky old lady. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I can't do 2 errands in a day. What happened to me? I used to clean a whole house, cook dinner. What, so.
Well, you got to have some compassion for yourself, because I will tell you this, you guys, and all of you guys share in the chat if you're experiencing some of the same things. But with Saturn and Neptune in our 6th house of Aries, and our work, our daily routine, our health, our hygiene, sickness and illnesses, I'm feeling it. Like if you feel, Scorpio risings, if you feel like you need to take a nap, take a nap. If you need to sleep later, sleep later.
This is really important.
Oh, it's so true. Now, for my wife
really
and I, we've been dealing with, we call it summer hours because the kids are home for summer break.
Yeah.
So it's hard to go to bed on our regular schedule, like during the school year. But I still got to get up and work. And I try to tell the kids, like, listen, you guys are off, but daddy works every day. So, but that's Saturn, Neptune. I've been feeling like I have to slow down. Aries, Saturn, you can't be impulsive. And then the Neptune, there's times where I can find myself, daydreaming a little bit.
Which is good. I get downloads in my daydreams, and for parents that I work with and look at their chart, if I see that, I let them know, hey, this is a kid who daydreams and gets inspiration. And somebody put in the chat that I don't know if you want to, I know this is a hot topic, like when you want to talk about it, but I wanted to call it out now.
Yeah.
Why are Scorpio risings usually considered the black sheep of the family?
Let's talk about it. I mean,
let's talk about it.
I'll throw my hat in the ring for a second with that because, I think one thing when you think about Scorpio risings, you have to think about their voice, their speech and communications. So Sagittarius can be very direct and blunt, and that's the 2nd house of speech. And then the 3rd house of reading, writing, learning, communications, and developing your skills is Capricorn. So we're naturally with the ascendant truth speakers, but Sag is very much the truth seeker, but they're very blunt with their information, wisdom, and knowledge. So Scorpio rising, we're not really here for lies. We don't like them. We're going to be kind of blunt sometimes. Yeah. And this is without wherever your Mercury's at. This is just Sag and Cap, 2nd and 3rd house. And we were probably very much old souls growing up, especially for us with our Cap moons. We were more mature than our counterparts. And I would say for me, and I think this was the case for you, I love being around my older cousins, my aunts, my uncles, but getting the information and knowledge from the elders.
I love that. I would hang out with the elderly lady down the street and just sit with her and her dog, and loved being around older people. I loved being around my parents' friends, and I could talk to them, and just you're not even like thinking that you're looking for wisdom. You're just experiencing other people's experience, I guess. What you said is so much a part of it, because we come in with a purpose and we speak our opinions boldly with Sag on the 2nd and then Capricorn's on the 3rd. And that's a cold environment. And then Aquarius on the 4th is, you better line up with the people, and we're going to put everything under the rug, and your Sag voice has nothing here. So get in line and do your chores, and so it's not really, you got to get in with the status quo, and when you don't, then that is where the scapegoat is birthed. And that's how that happens with any family.
We get labeled, right, as the black sheep because, but also I think that there is this, think of it, right, where Libra, where we could be the diplomat and seeking the balance and the peace. That's in our 12th house in our subconscious. So that's more private. So, the rest of the chart, we're not worried about the peace. We're worried about the truth. You know what I mean? And then you even think about Leo in the 10th house. Truth be told, Scorpio risings, they don't like all that attention. We're more private, sometimes secretive and vague. With that Leo 10th house, at some point in our life, we were kind of pushed out into the limelight, into the stage. And then we kind of liked it a little bit. You know what I mean? So
it's fun. Yeah. I think God blessed me with the Mars in Leo, because I've never been afraid of public speaking. I had to teach to a room full of men in the military, and then learned that I liked that. And then I went to speech class in college and aced it. And, but I would be nervous. Like, don't get me wrong. I was definitely nervous, but I love it. And I think that as a Scorpio rising in childhood, that willingness to embrace being in the spotlight was dimmed really quick. And then we have to contend with it as an adult. And that's part of our alchemizing process. And that's a gift we have to give to other people. Like, look, you have something that you're passionate about. Let's talk about it. So then I think it's intertwined with our purpose eventually.
I love that. And then just the Virgo in the 11th house, but specifically for us with Virgo suns, but any Scorpio risings with the Virgo in the 11th, you naturally want to be of service to the collective, whether it's groups or organizations, nonprofit, over the internet. That Virgo wants to, I tell people, everybody should have a Virgo in their life. They're the best support system, the best cheerleader, and you get real truth because we analyze and assess without emotion.
We're very unbiased.
Yes, it's just the facts. You know, I love that.
And only because we love you. Like it's only because we love you that we would tell you. So I remember when I worked at a restaurant in my early 20s and this girl asked me, do you think I could lose like some weight? And I wouldn't answer this the same now, but I was an idiot and was like, maybe 5 pounds. She looked like she was gonna hit me in the face. So
oh my God. Yeah, now you would be a little more diplomatic about it.
Oh, I would be like, don't worry about it. Yeah. But I mean, it's just, you get better with the bluntness as you get older and you have different opinions. Your opinions change too. So
no, definitely. And I think that it's interesting that you mentioned that because for me, I have nothing in Sagittarius in a second, right? Everybody just has the galactic center there. So that's there. Definitely some starseed connections for the Scorpio risings with that, right? But, you know, I realized that we are also natural teachers. And I can remember that as a child, people would come to me and I joke because I'm also a relationship coach. And I tell people all the time, I've been a relationship coach since I was like 11, 12 years old. My girlfriends, my guy friends would all come to me.
They're all coming to you. Eric, what do I do?
It's just a thing for Scorpio rising. So definitely in the chat, I know Audra, if Danny's here, Camila, like share if you've had those experiences. So, okay. Pluto in our 4th house to 2044.
Yeah, buckle up.
What do we do with that?
You guys aren't going to want to hear this, but it's going to push us to be more into our emotions. Because that is the emotional world, the 4th house. And I think it's going to break open what defines safety for us. And I do think that it wants to push us to having safety in the body. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, but like that's part of the story. And be thankful that Pluto is so quick. I mean, it's kind of ironic because it's the shortest amount of time in Scorpio. Why? Because it probably just gets the job done. Scorpio's like, hell yeah, let's get to the bottom of this. But in the other zodiacs, it can be much longer. It's a long process. So you can have downloads from ancestors, lineage, having breakthroughs and understanding the real patterns that were hidden from you. You can move a lot. I moved 6 or 7 times in the last 2 years when I started my divorce, sold my house, and Pluto was conjunct my South Node. So maybe it's construction in the home, but that 4th house where Pluto is, it's going to reveal your character and where you need to grow and your emotional capacity. And you have a lot, like Scorpio risings have your emotional capacity has no ending.
Yes.
And that's what can make it so scary because we can get stuck in our head, Gemini in the 8th house, and think worst case scenario. And I don't know about you, but me as a Virgo sun can definitely do that.
Definitely. And my Virgo stellium. But one thing I like about the Pluto Aquarius, and it's retrograde to October, you guys, but you know, they're in our 4th house, the 2044. I also think it's an opportunity. Remember, the 4th house is chest, breast, and stomach. Pluto is virus. Fixed signs in Aquarius are toxins. So one thing that's important is being open to parasite cleanses, intermittent fasting, more smoothies, becoming a fruitarian or breatharian, trying different things, Aquarius, right, for your stomach. And so I have been doing things like intermittent fasting, doing the cayenne pepper, water, organic maple syrup, and the lemon juice. Also, my wife and I have been doing soursop and black seed oil bitters. And so I'm finding that really beneficial, just for cleansing the gut, right? It's our second brain. So super important, especially for us being Virgos. Virgo rules the small, large intestine, the gut, and the pancreas. So, we Virgos are naturally health conscious, but I find that Aquariuses would probably be right there behind us. And with Pluto there's an opportunity to really cleanse the gut.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And then also, Scorpio is, we're releasing that, it's the plumbing system. So you have to
Yes.
release it.
Yeah, all the elimination organs. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's squaring Pluto, and Aquarius is squaring your first house, your actual body. So, and then, but you have the support of the Aries energy with Neptune and Saturn. So, and anything that you feel is off, like I get back pain when I'm, and I know for me, that means I'm not feeling supported, and it's like my body reads it before my mind does. And then I gotta, like, go within a little bit and maybe say something to my boyfriend, or get real with myself. Am I doing too much? Or old family, words getting, are they keeping me stuck? So, with Neptune in Aries, want to pay attention to all those things. And science will, I feel like maybe off topic, but science knows what's up. They're just kind of hiding all the information from us. But I do think we're going to be it's going to be very holistic, much more than we realize. Maybe, I don't know, 15 years from now, 20 years from now.
Well, these transits, right? And we have this very powerful, barbell, basket, and cradle energy coming up on the 19th. And I'm going to be teaching about that at Coffee Talk Friday night. But remember, having Pluto, Aquarius, 4 degrees, Neptune, Aries, 4 degrees, Uranus, Gemini, 4 degrees, Jupiter, Leo, 4 degrees, and then that 2-hour window of the activation on Sunday of the Libra moon at 4 degrees. This is extremely transformative, right, for bringing in the divine feminine, the matriarchal system again, and the cosmic womb, right, activating the goddess and having that sort of equality of balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine. And I really think there's a lot of big transformations. I've been saying to all my clients and everybody, July of 2026, we will remember this month for the rest of our lives, for the good, the bad, or the indifferent. Things are shifting. So you guys got to really get on your spiritual practice.
I've been saying it's a spiritual month.
Oh, it's the most spiritual, and it's universal 8 month as well. And so we've got to also be really positive and optimistic. Don't doom scroll. Don't get caught up in the division and the vitriol and the hatred. That's what they want us to do, to be in our lower chakras. We've got to focus on the kind of like spiritual woohoo hokey, but it's real 5D ascension, talking to Gaia, Mother Earth, nature, but really to our subconscious programming. Be kind to yourself. As I always say, this is my tagline on this channel, Linawa, retire from negative self-talk.
Yeah, it's really true with all the energy that was happening with Cancer and Capricorn. That is what the energy, this is the thing with astrology. People are saying, oh, why isn't anything good happening? Because Jupiter just went into Leo. We have to respond to the energy, and we haven't been taught that. This is a new thing for our culture. And astrology was illegal not too long ago. So yeah, you have to choose to respond. So if you're feeling like, man, maybe I shouldn't doom scroll when I wake up, because I had that thought this morning. And I was like, that is the energy wanting you to move forward. And also with Uranus and Gemini and Pluto, that Pluto going through Aquarius, and the Aries part of the chart, you have to be consciously choose what messages you are bringing into you, for the next 8 years. That's a collective thing, but I think more so for us, because Scorpio risings, I think, have a very significant purpose within. You're alive for a reason. It's to participate. You are the cycle breaker. You are the scapegoat. Guess what? People need those people now. Now they want change. We have a lot of people that are like, what am I doing with my life? And we already knew that. We already knew this whole thing, the system was messed up.
As I say to some of the young folks, but just in general, it's like, don't get it twisted. I've been woke.
Yeah, that's so funny. My 19-year-old told me the other day, you're woke. She was my teacher in a past life, so we joke about that. She's like, yeah, beautiful. You're really tough to raise. That's what she tells me.
Oh, these kids are amazing, So, okay, let's go back to the chat, see if we have any new comments or any new questions. And
let me see. Well, there's a couple people who said that, they feel like they're stuck in the same mental state. And I feel you on that. I am having my Saturn opposition, so I have a real square thing going on in my chart. And I will say for that, Scorpio risings are gonna have to deliberately add something to your daily practice every day. You have to sanctify your day to day. you don't have a choice. Like, even if it's a 10-minute workout and then starting to eat better, like, you kind of have to. It's the backbone of everything, so you can hear clearly what's being the messages that are coming through.
That's great advice. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're so intuitive, and it wasn't allowed to be awake because we wanted to belong to our family. So now Pluto and Aquarius, this is about who is your chosen family and where are you going to inspire and who are you going to cling to back you up? And that's the Virgo 11th house. Who are your people? And Virgos are known for being helpful. So, you know.
And I love that because it's like Pluto Aquarius, find your tribe. Family is not always your blood relatives.
No,
it's the people that you choose. And Aquarius is all about groups, friends, the social network, organizations. You know, so this is a powerful time of transformation for Scorpio risings. Like, we're blood relatives and I love you, but, you know, I have to put up, you know, boundaries because we're not vibing on anything.
I think it's hard when you're younger. And when I do readings for people that haven't even had their Saturn return, I got to tell them, you've got to be compassionate with yourself. I don't call my kids up and say, what are you doing with your life? Like, you know, we have Capricorn in the 3rd house. There's a lot to sift out there. Somebody asked, Laura Robertson says, are Scorpio rising prone to gang stalking? And I thought that was interesting. I have not been, but maybe it depends on.
No. Okay, wait. Scorpio risings, you have to understand, Scorpio is about transformation. We're here to break generational curses. And Scorpio risings, the low vibration, they could be obsessive, maybe manipulative, controlling. But for me, that would also depend on your sun and moon, okay? And not just the ascendant. But Scorpio risings, I think their whole initiation into this physical plane is they're observing the energies. They're not sure in the younger years what this all means, but they always know that there's something more than what's being revealed or told to them. And so I find Scorpio risings have a measure of purity, but they're not afraid of darkness. They can play in the dark because they're about alchemy, right? Yeah. And so they will not be afraid of the dark. Scorpio risings, to be honest with you, are really afraid of nothing. You're afraid of nothing.
Yeah.
But seriously, think about it. Like, I learned that if some of you guys new to the channel, I had a near-death experience in 2021, and I was in coma for 40 days. And I never had a moment of darkness. I went to different portals and dimensions, and it was really the dark night of the soul and spiritual warfare. And I faced it and faced each fight and each battle, and I'm back from the other side. And I'm here to tell you, like, no. There's nothing to fear, and do not fear death. It's not what you think or what you heard about and this and that. And please remember, especially right now, but just in general, the veil is super thin.
Yeah.
Your ancestors want to connect with you. Talk to them. Your mom, my mom's like right here. My dad's like right here. Talk to your ancestors, guys. I always do it out of nature because I like to connect to Gaia and the trees. But I talk to my parents, my grandparents, and with gratitude every single day.
Yeah.
So no, we're not gang stalkers. No, we're not.
Yeah. And I don't know if they meant like getting stalked but maybe they'll clarify. Somebody put in here, which makes a lot of sense. Quintella Understanding says, I have noticed lately my Scorpio rising 5-year-old has had an increase in nightmares and she doesn't want to go to sleep. So her sleep has been all over the place. This is, I think, well, I don't know the natal chart, but this is part of Uranus in the 8th house. And
her daughter has a big Aquarius stellium. So, but I also think that could be the Saturn and Neptune in Aries opposing her 12th house of the bedroom and sleep, Libra.
Yeah, I would say, and I'm not a therapist, okay, disclaimer. I have 2 Scorpio moon kids. Now, I always say if I would have had them when I had my other kids, I would have completely ruined them. So I have to go to the depths of hell when they have their emotional things going on and go in the water. I have to go in the water, that lake with them for as long as it takes. And sometimes asking a kid who's a Scorpio rising, instead of saying there's nothing to be afraid of, it's exploring, well, what are you most afraid of? And then they tell you, and you get into it, and don't try to shake their mind. We can make them, and just, of course, no, it's just not about going through it alone. And they can use that conversation for what's getting imprinted on them. I wish I would have had that. So that's what I do.
Yeah, and Quintella is really good with that because she's an Aquarius with a Pisces moon. So she will take that advice and really be a good guide for her daughter. But I think what you said is true. Not only the Uranus and Gemini in the 8th, but I think the Pluto hitting her Aquarius stellium in the 4th, and the Neptune and Saturn opposing the 12th house of Libra. So, maybe funny bedtime stories, maybe some coloring. Definitely get the black tourmaline, the Libra crystals to put in the bed. That will help.
And then you're teaching the child to use these modalities when they're older, and all of it.
I'm a big proponent of bringing back the mystery schools, for the kids, because this is not something to be hidden, and it's coming back up at this time to reactivate it. The school system, we all know, is broken. We need to, you should teach in a cipher in a circle, but kids should be outside between 12 and 2, not trapped in a classroom with poor prison lighting and air conditioning. They should be out in the sun playing and learning and developing their real skills with nature, experiencing real science by touching stuff, and I'm a big proponent of like reimagining, letting kids know about oracle cards, human design, astrology, numerology,
letting them know it exists for sure. That's actually in my notes on the Uranus and Gemini. Gemini has to do with early childhood and the learning environment. So and I said 2 years ago, the school system is on a decline. We're having new schools closing down in Florida, which we're known for having not great schools in Florida. But I started homeschooling when my 22-year-old went into 6th grade, and I was called crazy, but now everybody wants to do it. You were smart and brilliant.
We did homeschooling, everybody during the pandemic, but we kept it longer. And then one by one, each child rebelled and wanted to return back to school because of their friends and the social network.
And I think that's okay too, because my Cap Rising child, who's the Scorpio stellium, she has an 11th house stellium in Placidus. And I realized, this is when I first learned astrology. So I am analyzing my kid's chart. And I realized this kid has to be in a network. That's Aquarius. She has to be. And guess what she ended up doing? Because I had already taught her to think for herself. She got her GED, started college. Then she thought she'd go into the military. Then she had to come back. She's just doing her thing. But I love that she made some of her best friends from there, and she needed to be in an environment with Uranian energy is, think of, it is electricity, but it's neurons, and they're connecting with whoever's next to me and whoever's next to that person. And so I do want to say that Laura Robertson, she's clarifying, are Scorpio risings the target of stalking? I mean, people have their eye on you.
Yeah, I think, let's be honest. I think that there is some truth to that in terms of being targets, because
I've been a target.
When you are dealing with Mars, it's also the adversary, the soldier, the warrior, and that's our chart ruler. So when people can't define you and put you in a box in this world and society, they will target and challenge and question you. And I've experienced that my entire life. I mean, for me, with my Virgo stellium and my chart ruler being in 11th house, I've had, whether it's the older sibling or friend groups, turn against me, Mars Virgo. And so, it's definitely a real thing. So look for your Mars, any Scorpio rising, where it's at. And so that's where you could experience that. But I also find that, people at this time, is getting better, but at this time, not everyone is ready to deal in or experience or speak the truth. So that's what makes Scorpio risings a target, because it's we can't lie. it is really hard for a Scorpio rising to lie. They have
You're
to
not
have,
meant to lie. You're meant to
Yeah.
not lie. So you're going against your
if they have like some planets and they choose, because look, everything's a free will choice, right? You could choose to be in the high vibration, but you could choose the low vibration.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
you could be the Scorpio rising that plays in the dark and is trying to put curses on people and just negative things. And that's,
You're not going to get away with it.
You never, thank you. You never will. Listen, karma is no joke. Like all these evil people out here, you guys that are doing bad stuff, they think they're winning. They think whether they're billionaires or whoever, they think they're but you don't, whether it's not in this dimension and plane, and maybe it's in the other or in the afterlife, they're going to have to pay the piper. I promise you. So, you know, they'll get their day. Trust me.
Yeah. And we have Libra on the 12th house, which is justice. So it's a lot of unfairness that we'll experience, but it's new things to alchemize. With Mars in my 10th house in Leo, I've had issues from the attack from father figure. He even paid for my ex-husband's lawyer, my first husband. Yeah. So I've experienced it, and people hear that and they think it's insane, but it was, you know, like a year-long process that I had to go through, and I got through it, and it didn't make it. Actually, I was really strong then. I feel like stronger then than now sometimes. Really ballsy.
I think that's so deep what you're saying, because you're kind of like leading into it that right, the Mars will face the adversary, but when we do, whether it's physically, emotionally, or spiritually, it will make us stronger. Wherever that Mars is in your chart as a Scorpio rising.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was very spiritual for me. It was during my Saturn return. So
wow.
When in Saturn, it's my Saturn return, and Saturn is conjunct again, Jupiter and Mercury, squaring that Mars. So yeah, very, very interesting.
So you said something just a few minutes ago that was so powerful. And to be honest with you, I never thought about this before, but it makes real sense. I just have Uranus and Libra in the 12th. You've got that whole stellium of the Venus, the Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. But I will say this.
Pluto,
and Pluto, sorry. And the Pluto. But just Libra, just the Libra in the 12th, you mentioned the fairness and the justice. And think about that, you guys. Justice in the 12th house of the subconscious, unconscious mind, dreams, and spiritual realm. It's really letting you know, do not play with Scorpio risings, because our higher self, our guardian angels, God's source, and our ancestors have got our back and will bring that justice upon you. Let it rain down.
Yeah.
Don't mess with us, okay?
Yeah, I won that court case, by the way, and it was a very simple thing. It was a parenting plan, and I was, you know, praying to God at that time, and just like God, I was literally like, God, you're my father, and I was a new Christian at the time, so you know, it was a personal message to me. Also, I don't know if a lot of Scorpio risings know this, but there's some fixed stars, I think it is, in Scorpio that are affiliated with justice.
I think it's on Taurus, I believe.
Is it that one? Yeah. So I don't know what degree it is, but that's part of why we're a lot of us have fought in wars in past life too, but we're not here to fight the war. We're like here to fight an internal war almost, you know.
Well, I think it's also more of the spiritual war that we're here to fight this time, because we're here breaking those generational curses. So and it's more about the alchemy, because remember, you guys, the Scorpion goes from the Scorpion, and then the next transformation is the Phoenix rising out of the ashes, which can burn your buttocks and it hurts, right? But that's the transformation. And then to complete the trine, right? Then the eagle soaring at the top, the healed version of the Scorpion. And that's why the constellation is called Anguilla.
And where's that at?
That's for the Scorpion. That's the metamorphosis of the Scorpion. Yeah, and then sometimes, you know, in ancient texts, you bring in the serpent and stuff. And one thing that people don't realize, and I think the better sextile is Virgo Scorpio, you kind of hinted at it, compared to Scorpio Cap, is because of the glyph, the M. Remember, Libra, people don't know this, Libra, the symbol, came in to divide the light side, which is the Virgo, and the dark side, which is Scorpio. Libra came in to bring the core of the body, the sun setting, right, and the equinox, to separate Virgo and Scorpio. And
was too much energy.
And we're the only two signs that have the same glyph. It's both the M, Virgo's got like the little
Yeah.
little bow, like the leg cross, and Scorpio's got the stinger.
Well, I heard another astrologer whose workshop I went to a couple years ago, and she was teaching that with the Virgo one, the arrow goes in, which is interesting because it rules the intestines and you nurture and you take care of yourself. But Scorpio, you have to release. It's the plumbing leaving
purge
out.
and detox. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. I like that. That's that's cool. All right. So any other? I think we got a couple new comments or questions.
Yeah. We've had some comments about Mars. We have some Mars and Virgo in the chat. Mars in the 6th house. Gemini. I don't know if they're Scorpio rising or intercepted chart, which I do intercepted charts, but and then Mars in Taurus, 7th house.
Now that's interesting. Let's talk about that for a second, because your chart rulers,
tough.
If your chart ruler's in the 7th house, there's an extra emphasis on you in relation to the other half, whether it's just relationships, business partnerships, or marriage. And Mars, we know, debilitated in Taurus. Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson have it, right? But Mars in the 7th house, definitely, you could have the arguments and then the great, makeup, breakup, the great makeup sex. But Mars in Taurus, that is literally the bull in the china shop. You can tear the other half down with what, Taurus? Your speech, your throat chakra. So be very careful with Mars and Taurus, how you get down and how you communicate with the other half. Because it could be, you could burn down the whole house and the whole room.
Yeah. And I would say to that person, definitely make sure you watch what you eat. And are you getting constipated? Because Taurus is that food in, and Scorpio. I've worked with clients that weren't Scorpio risings and they had bowel issues or whatever, and they had a Scorpio stellium. Yeah, it's just they're backed up, and I think it's a throat chakra thing. I'm not saying what I really want to say, so I'm just backed up. I was helping one of my old friends, Virgo, and this is so funny, but she was really stressed out, and she said she hadn't gone to the bathroom in like 3 days, and for a Virgo, that's hell. And,
that sounds terrible.
Yes. And I said, you know what? You're constipated because you need to get rid of this stuff in your kitchen. I helped her get rid of some stuff, and she texts me, Linawa, I just went to the bathroom. She's a Scorpio moon, by the way. So I knew what I was doing.
Oh, that's a big thing, Scorpio moons. Yeah. So, okay, two little nuggets. Number one, the 7th house is also the kitchen. The Scorpio moon, especially when you're dealing with the children, because I have 2 of those, they must, when they feel those intense emotions, they cannot keep it bottled up in, because it literally creates toxins in the body, and then they can get congested. So they've got to cry. They've got to punch the pillow. They got to go out and outside and scream. You know what I mean? They have to let those emotions out. So I teach my boys, like, please don't keep it inside. Let that out.
Yeah, same.
Mom and dad don't want to hear all that noise though, but let it out.
Yeah, My Aries rising, Aries sun, Scorpio moon daughter, hers lasts a little bit longer. And then my son is Libra rising with Jupiter in the 1st house, and he was born like a guru. I mean, he's told me things, and I caught him meditating, and I thought he was joking, but he just sits there like that. He would do that when he was 3 years old. I thought it was a joke. I thought he was being funny. And he's tapped in. I said, oh, look, the cat's being a scaredy cat. He says, he's not a scaredy cat. He's just aware. So, but so he doesn't really, he thinks about things. He contemplates. But my Aries rising, Aries sun daughter, she gets very, agitated with her own feelings. She's she doesn't like that she feels unsettled. So I have to sit with her it could be 20 minutes.
And that's challenging. That's a lot of Martian energy. She needs physical play. You got to get her in sports and stuff.
She's 24/7.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good.
I got no sleep with her when she was an infant.
Oh my God. So and that's really interesting. And you guys, it is really good to connect with your Mars, especially when you're a Scorpio rising, right? Anybody. Always locate the chart ruler, because that shows the sign and house it's in, where major themes and life events may play out for you, right?
No, so important. Yeah,
you see with Linawa, right? The military, her father, all that stuff. That's Mars Leo 10th. Me, Mars Virgo 11th. I've used it for the positive and dealt with the negative, right? I told you the older siblings,
friend groups,
friends. But and you'll love this one. Mars, Virgo, 11th house, which connects to the internet. I used to do sports radio. So the
that's
Mars
right.
analyzing and assessing sports. You see, so it's very literal.
It's
like
so cool. It is so literal, but it's not linear. You can jump around to
yeah.
another thing about
And that's the thing about astrology. It won't be just one thing. That same Mars and Virgo that had me do the sports radio, that helps me to maneuver and analyze a birth chart, because people forget Mars is physics and logistics. It's problem solving. It's our willpower, our drive. So your Mars is like boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh, let me figure this out, do that, right? It's strategic, Mars. I love it.
And in Scorpio, it's very strategic, very patient, very patient. I know with my Mars in Leo as a Scorpio rising, that's why I work with clients and help them find their passion and purpose through astrology. I help them defend that cause. And that's why on social media, that's why I do what I do. I'll show up with my hair looking bad, my hair looking good, a filter, no filter. I'm defending your place in society to be seen. And that's always been my heart. It's never changed, and with photography, I do that too, shining the light on other people. Yeah.
And that makes sense. But also everyone needs to know at this time, the celebrityism and the age of Pisces and Neptune Pisces is dead. Nobody cares. They want you to show up. You
can be yourself now.
Yes. Authenticity is the highest vibration and frequency, but it's like really a Scorpio rising's time, or anybody with real heavy Scorpio, Aquarius, Pisces placements. Just be you. That's more than enough.
Yeah, it really is enough. Like it's just, and that's the thing with Cancer on the 9th house. Your wisdom comes from the emotional body. That just wasn't really supported in, no adult wants to get called out. My Cap rising Scorpio stellium daughter, she was the kid who I would be talking to another parent. She'd be 10. And she would interrupt and say, "Mom, that's not what happened. Call me out in front of someone my age." And she would really irritate me, but that's that energy. She's like a journalist at age 10.
That's the Scorpio Sun and Mars daughter that was doing that?
Yeah, her Mars is, I say this, now she is a Leo moon, so I do live through her, but her Mars is conjunct her Sun exactly, and she is the funniest person I know. She's very quick, and she always catches me off guard. So yeah, she makes me laugh a lot. I'm sad she moved out, actually.
Oh, that's so sweet. And one thing that we all have to learn, and it's so important, our children are literally our teachers, and we are their guides. So they selected us because they knew that we were the ones to kind of like help them kind of bring out what they need to bring out in this lifetime. And that could be for the good, the bad, or the indifferent, but they are literally our teachers. So it's a big assignment. You know what I mean? When you got to think of like, you have a child, it's like they chose you. You know what I mean? They chose you. They're trusting you to kind of do what you need to do to kind of get them started, and let them launch into the world. And that's some heavy responsibility and karma,
Yeah, I think Scorpios in general make pretty good parents, and Scorpio risings with Leo on the top of the chart. I think kids feel good around us for the most part. I've worked with a lot of children with photography. And I always want to make them feel safe, like even asking, "Can I touch your hair?" before I touch your hair. And I can notice the body language if they're looking in at mom. Like, my photography style is stoic, not smiling. You can, go like this, whatever. And if mom's like over there hovering, I'll say, "Oh, well, let's ask mom to move away," like advocating for the kid to take up space. And that's Jupiter and Leo now,
Well, yeah, and let's talk some more about that. But I think that's so funny. I never thought of it that way. But with Leo in the 10th house, whether your midheaven is there or not, right? It could be 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever. But just Leo in the 10th, that is always the public image, the legacy, workplace, and work environment. And I taught children for 13 years and 10 years with multiply severely disabled children. So having a Leo in the 10th, you're right. The kids have always come to me and been drawn to me.
You'll protect them,
helping and protecting and guiding children. Some of my former students have years later now keep in touch with me and friend me on Facebook. And it's just, I love it. It's freaking awesome, So with that Jupiter, one thing that I want to say, remember, because I like what you said, like people are like, oh, how come nothing's happened yet? Well, yeah, you have to activate that, but it's just got in. It's at 3 degrees now. But remember this, you guys, Jupiter can expand the good and the bad. So with the Leo, let's not get more selfish, more dramatic, and self-centered, but let's get more generous, more activating our heart chakra and sharing the spotlight. And that's how you have to work with the Jupiter and Leo in the 10th house of Scorpio risings. You know what I mean?
That's everything. And the South Node's there, and what a way to kick off the game. It's like,
oh, well, yeah. Okay. So the South Node, you guys, is coming on the 26th. And that's, it comes in more clockwise. So it comes in at 29 degrees. And their exact conjunction, they'll hit 3 times, but it's going to be coming up first November 12th because Jupiter's moving fast. So what are your thoughts about when Jupiter and the South Node hit?
In Mars in November. I think about this a lot because with that basket that's coming up, my Mars is in 4 degrees. So it's going to be in Jupiter, and I'm going through a lot now. So it's very personal. And at the same time, I don't even understand things for myself because I'm in the forest. But this is paramount for Scorpio rising because Mars is our ruler. This is about cutting out a lot of systems that are not meant for you. Mars in the 10th house, speaking from experience, can be the father dynamic, the patriarch, if you want to call it, or the systems, like
government, the authority.
The government. It's a we don't have to do every single step to get to the top. And we actually now can do it in a different way, in authenticity. So that is going to like set the stage for really doing what we want to do because it is fun. And I know it sounds cliche, but you'll know if Scorpio risings are really working on themselves because they're trying to help other people. And it's not just your Capricorn, and us as Capricorn moons can make fun of ourselves about this. There's memes and like jokes like, oh, they'll kill their firstborn to get to the top. Like they don't care, they're like stepping on friends and family to get to the top. Mars going through the Leo for us and conjunct the South Node is we don't have to kill ourselves to get to the top either. And that's what this Cancer new moon is about too. And Neptune and Aries, and Saturn's about to go retrograde. This is going to take a lot of stillness, I think, too. And that Mars, Mars is about advocating and fighting. So it's like, what are you going to really advocate for? Because you're going to have to do this for the rest of your life. So are you going to take that job that you hate? Are you going to go to college for that degree that you hate? So that could be some of it for Scorpio rising on a personal level.
Yeah.
On a
what are you willing to fight for? Yeah.
Yeah. On the collective level, I think, we're obviously not worshiping celebrities. We got Pluto and Aquarius. So like politicians are going to be exposed. Real systems that have been in play for decades will be exposed.
Thank you for saying that, because the Jupiter opposing Pluto and then the North and South Node coming in at the end of July, you're going to see more truth revealed about entertainment, Hollywood, and the politicians.
And it's going to be one and the same.
Yeah, time's up. Time. Yeah. We got to pay the piper. It's going to be.
Yeah, I have goosebumps.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Stories will be revealed. And I had I was really trying to listen to myself today, knowing that I was going to come on. So I was putting notes in my phone. This whole thing with Uranus and Gemini, in AI, I know a lot of people are against AI, and I use AI for stuff all the time. But AI's been around longer than we think. And it's I
said that the other night. Yeah, it's always been around. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe the government, because this is a Scorpio rising mindset, like I'm really suspicious. What if they're just letting us use it so that we can agree to something AI, but there's something beyond the AI, but we didn't agree to that. And,
okay. So that's exactly, I mean, think of like the Peter Thiels and Elon and Bill Gates. They do want the digital ID. They do want the 15-minute cities. They do want the surveillance, and so this is why you got to watch out for the like the Teslas and these high-end cars and, electric cars. Like, the technocrats is a real thing. I mean, think about it. At his inauguration, he had all of the leaders from all, Google, Apple, Amazon, IBM, you know what I mean? All of San Francisco was at the inauguration. That's not normal. Okay, so
yeah.
you guys had better pay attention. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, comfort and convenience will lead you to the road to perdition and have you in a freaking spiritual prison. Be careful.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to really protect your mind. I think Scorpio risings, if they're open to it, they're going to feel this because, again, Geminis are 8th house where Uranus is. But what you're saying, Eric, because Gemini sextiles the Leo part where Jupiter is now.
yeah.
So there's, there's that going on with the tech, the politicians, Hollywood. That's just what we're looking on the big screens everywhere. If we had to just name it one thing, it's not, what is Hollywood now anymore? Because they definitely
I'll tell you this. I think on the positive side, and I know this is coming, but there's going to be a time where we're going to have a new film industry and a new music industry where people don't have to sacrifice or sell their souls, where people don't have to do weird sexual things, and people can just create from their heart.
Yeah,
and I
love
think that this sextile of Jupiter and Uranus will be a part of the story along with that South node coming into Leo. So I'm excited for it, because people just want to authentically create.
Yeah. And people don't want to be sold to anymore because we're constantly being sold to, like, for everything, like everything. Things you didn't even know you needed. I mean, like, oh, maybe I do need to change my face, or I don't know, get this course. I don't know. I mean, I sell things too, but
right. But you're not selling a new ear, a new nose, a new chin. I mean, it gets.
I didn't go to school for that.
Yeah, no, it's weird because we see it here living in Arizona that there's a lot of the Botox and everybody looks the same, whether it's the lips or the BBLs.
Yeah,
like,
it will change. All things change.
And that's a lot of Neptune Pisces. But now with Neptune Aries, it's about sometimes the hero, the leader, but really being more sovereign, more independent.
Yeah, I've been saying that all that stuff going on in the Aries part of your chart, that's so you can have emotional sovereignty. That's Cancer's emotional sovereignty is the 6th house. This is like literally your day-to-day is your spiritual terrain. The gym, what you eat, what you watch, and it's not going to be easy. I know I'm starting over with some things.
Well, it's a long transit. Look, Saturn will be done April 12th, 2028, but Neptune to 2039. I'm like, hey, Lucy, that's a long time.
I think it's better than Pisces. I blame Neptune for getting married during that.
Oh, God. Okay, so let's backtrack and let's just kind of talk about for Scorpio risings. And if you guys have any specific questions, we're going to jump into the 5th house now. With Pisces being there, how do you find that comes into your creativity, but even how you are with your children, the 5th house? Right?
Love it. Yeah, I think this can come well, now you have to look at the whole natal chart.
Yeah.
I have been an artist since I was little, and on my dad's side, artists were professional and made a lot of money. So I was never told you can't be an artist. It was my dad. Yeah, my parents were buying me expensive draft tables. My grandmother, who was a marketing director for a New York firm, when she retired, 2 men replaced her. She was scary, by the way. I don't know what her rising sign was, but she intimidated. I think she was a Cancer rising, and Pluto was in Cancer, so it had people. But she didn't scare me. But So I've
embraced the 5th house Pisces.
Yeah, my part of fortune is there too. And I have 4 kids, and the only one I planned was the 3rd one, but I care so much about my kids, and I'm not a perfect parent, but I've because of them, like you were saying before, they've transformed me, because when you're a parent, and you're a Scorpio rising, you I don't know, I would think it would break your heart to see someone else hurting, Well,
the Pisces, and you guys, whether you have anything there or not, for me, just like Linawa, I have my part of fortune, but I also have my Pisces North Node. So I always joke with my wife because she's a Pisces.
I think you're lucky.
Well, it's a really good thing because, after college, I, went to New York instead of LA, became the professional actor, did television, film, theater, print modeling. That Pisces 5th house has been huge in my life. I've never been afraid to be the man in the arena. I've always thrown myself out there, and I've always been creative, but I also have a lot of compassion and empathy for my children, the fifth house, and that creativity. And I teach them about creativity. I've had, one of my sons doing movies and commercials and stuff. And we definitely promote the creativity with all four of our sons. So I think that Pisces fifth house, and then having the Pisces wife, and it connects, right? Because if you think about Scorpio Rising, the fifth house is dating, romance, fun, sex. And I literally married a Pisces.
So did I, my second husband.
Oh, okay. So, it's really kind of cool with that. And then the Taurus seventh house, my wife's a Taurus rising. So you really can't make that stuff up,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool. So, okay, let's check back in the chat, and then I kind of want to talk about a heavy thing.
Okay, I'm
Pluto
down for that.
conjunct the North Node and Aquarius in the fourth. But let's see any questions or comments.
Yeah, I'm a little scared. No, just kidding. I can't say that out loud. I don't want people to have a bad, they'll be like, should I be scared? Well, somebody said, are we meant to be parents? And I kind of showed my heart. This is what I tell parents. And I only planned the third one because I said, oh, I'm like 31. I'm ready to have a kid now, is what I would always say. But I mean, there was no question I was keeping my first one. I always embrace that. You don't have to go out of your way to become a parent, but I think we make great parents. We do have Pisces on the fifth house. It's like we really want to be in their world and we care about them, and it can be very fun and creative. So I don't know if we're meant to be parents. I don't know. It depends on the whole lineage, right?
Yeah. I think that's a soul level question to ask yourself and your desires. Yeah. I mean, I know for me, right, my father was murdered when I was 6. So since I was 6 years old, I wanted to be a dad.
Wow.
I mean, that's a heavy burden and responsibility. And then I felt like I had to take care of my mother and my older sister. But still, for me, being a father and a parent, it was on my mind at such a young age. Yeah. And the fact that I had to wait so long, I got married at 37 and my first kid was at 38, right before my 39th birthday. But I mean, the tears of joy, the excitement, I look at my wife sometimes and I'm like, thank you for giving me, my boys, you know what I mean? Like it's awesome.
Yeah. I never thought about it until right now. Cause you got married later. I got married. I was divorced from my first husband by the time I was 26 with 2 kids.
Wow.
I wonder, it's Mars and Leo. I made babies really quick. Mars and Leo, which is Leo's.
You were in a rush. You were like,
I wasn't though. I was having a lot of fun, I guess.
We're going to talk about the Scorpio Rising fun.
Yeah, that stuff. Okay. So I'll point this one out. They said now this is like kind of in depth, I think. Is a Scorpio rising with a Lilith and Gemini 8th house prone to lying, hiding, secrets, possible cheater in relationship?
Yes.
Asking for a friend?
Yes. I mean, seriously. Okay. I will say this, right? I don't want to be stereotypical, judgmental astrology, but looking at so many charts and the experience and life experience, Gemini's sun for the male and female can be a little bit prone to cheating.
And they're saying Lilith too.
Yeah, well, I know, and that's what I'm gonna get to. But the Lilith in the 8th, number one, you have to be careful because somebody could have sexually touched you inappropriately as a child with Lilith in the 8th or the 12th.
Yeah, or Chiron.
In the fourth, there can be sexual abuse in home, but physical abuse too. But in the 8th, definitely. And I've seen that with Saturn in the 8th too, being touched inappropriately as a child. But Lilith, Gemini in the 8th, there can be cheating. There could be duplicity in the marriage.
Yeah.
A
lot of manipulation.
Family.
Maybe a lot of manipulation. Yeah.
But they can have a secret family. And they could hide their resources, their account, because it's your partner's resources too. So Lilith is very powerful wherever it's at in the chart. My heart always goes out to people when I see the Lilith in the 7th house, especially if it's a Scorpio rising.
That's hard for them.
Well, because your partner can literally cheat. I've had client after client where they get cheated on with Lilith in the 7th in relationships.
I have a good friend who has that, and I know, and sometimes it makes it hard for the person to ever be happy in their relationship too,
Oh, wow.
from what I've seen. That would make sense. You could be always suspicious or just not happy with the other person.
Yeah, no, that's where there has to be really a lot of communication, and you've got to develop like a lot of trust, you know.
Yeah.
So let's get into we'll get to the sort of the Scorpio rising and our sexual nature. But first, let's talk about the powerful transit. And the exact conjunction will be November 16th, 2027. The
Oh, for the
Aquarius
Mars.
the Aquarius North Node meets Pluto in
Okay.
our fourth house.
What is the date again?
That is November 16th, 2027.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about the Aquarius North Node hitting Pluto?
I think what degree will that be in? Do you know?
Oh, I
could
think
look
it's in the
really
teens. I don't remember. I think it's in the teens.
Okay. So when first of all, when Pluto and North Node hit, it's very powerful. I think it
Yeah.
can be good. Okay. I love to look ahead. I'm a
Yep.
planner, big picture. If
Yep.
you are keeping up on your health or you're trying to get in shape and all that, you can set yourself up for success with the Pluto hitting the North Node and you're in the fourth house. You could
Yes.
be in the best shape of your life. Maybe you could lose some weight.
Yep.
I think that people maybe will be more settled in and own their truth and their story. And then it's outputting into the 10th house of, I'm here to do this. And at this
Yeah.
time, because I don't like anyone putting themselves in a box, because the career is linear with Sag on the second house. You could do this and you could do that. So I think that's what comes to mind for, and I don't know what other.
Well, think about the
aspects
fourth
of-
house, though. Our emotional mind, our roots, our
Yeah.
ancestors, the mother, but our
Yeah.
home, what's home to us. So one thing that's powerful, I think the Pluto conjunct Aquarius North Node, I think will be kind of more of the official start of the age of Aquarius. And I think it's going to really have us tap into more of our galactic family. Maybe
No,
that's
that makes sense.
we're
Yeah.
really, really face to face. Like, oh, I met an alien and it was just hanging out in my backyard.
Yeah, I was
You know?
thinking about that today because I've always been fascinated with aliens. And then I saw fire in the sky when I was like 9 and wouldn't ride my bike outside at dark after that. But, I was always just really, and it's one of those things that I like to look at, study cults too and aliens, like, it's all that Aquarius stuff. But yeah, and I wonder if it has to do with what it means for us and our personal power
In our emotional minds. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe leaving. I feel like there's a separation going on with like something from the past, because Pluto, it doesn't really cut maybe like Mars, but it's getting to the truth of something, and maybe we have more power.
Transmuting, releasing,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
transforming. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to bring up more of that need for the rebellion, thinking innovative, futuristic, more advancements in tech and science and medical, more plasma, more stem cells, but real authentic freedom and liberation.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So it's like that power to walk away from something, and it's something personal for the Scorpio rising. And then, gosh, I wonder if a lot of Scorpio risings will feel more confident in a career too at that time. And I know it won't happen right away, but also like it on the surface could just be moving. A lot of Scorpio risings might be moving over the next.
Well, I think it
years.
can be also confidence with the South Node opposing it in the 10th house to get aligned with a more authentic career choice, right?
Yes.
To separate the kind of like, oh, I do this or that, and also kind of like not letting your work define who you are. Oh, I do this, but I am this. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be powerful because, the South Node in Leo, remember the South Node, you guys, it will cut and separate and divide like Mars if it's not aligned spiritually. So the South Node is not just bringing up things from the past, but it's also asking us to release and purge things. That's why I've been preaching for the last 18 months with the South Node in Virgo. You better get your gut health right. You got to be healthy for what's coming.
Yeah.
27 to 30. we're experiencing a little splash of hell on earth. We gotta be healthy. You may have to get up and run one day. You know what I mean? You just need to cleanse your gut.
Yeah.
And not just that, also because the gut is your second brain. As science evolves and people learn more through research and study, and we get back to the original science, which is Gaia, Mother Earth, the herbs, the trees, the plants, and we kind of come back to what is old is new again, right? We're gonna realize, like, wow, we are so connected to the cosmos and to Gaia. And that's what I think this barbell basket is really about. We have to realize it's like, it's all one. We're all one.
Yeah. And that makes sense, because we're going through North Node through Pisces. So that part is complete. I did pull up the date, and Neptune will be retrograde in 4 degrees, and it'll be Pluto. This is important, actually, because this basket we're talking about, it's all in 4 degrees.
I know.
So when Pluto is conjunct North Node, that's in 4 degrees. And then I think the full moon in Cancer 2 days before Christmas this year, I think that's in 4 degrees. I think there's a lot.
Wow.
See, for Scorpio rising, this is about our home. Where's home? Yeah.
It's deep, you guys, and always remember, with the 4 degrees, that's not only a Cancer degree, but in numerology, we're getting into Uranus. So that's why I'm thinking this is really about the cosmic womb. I think the activation of the matriarchal and the systems, and the divine feminine, the healthy divine feminine.
Sorry to interrupt. I got really excited. I think this episode number equals number 4.
Well, 481, so that's 12, 13, 13, 4. Exactly. No accidents.
I've been seeing 2s and 4s for the last 3 days. And when I saw one of your Instagram videos say that, and I was like, rapid math, 4. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a 4. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a 4.
And that's not an accident,
And that's about, the number 4 is about getting disciplined too. So, yeah. I've been going to the gym every day again. We'll see how I do next week, but it's for my mental health. Yeah.
It's important. And I tell people, and remember, I told you about that, really align it. We don't work out on Mondays and Fridays.
We talk. Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are the best. And then if you want to add 2 other days, Wednesday is Mercury, so more elliptical, running, jump rope, jogging, yoga, breath work. And then Sunday, more outdoor exercise, the vitality of the sun. Get outside, get the light codes from the sun, those frequencies and vibrations. We need it. And take off the shades outside. We gotta let the sun go through the retina so it absorbs our melanin. It's very important. So let's talk about it. People are curious, and everybody kind of knows, with Scorpio rising does come strong sexual energy. Mm-hmm. And people are magnetically drawn to Scorpio risings. So, share, some positive, negative experiences, and just, when did you kind of first notice that Scorpio rising? When did someone kind of present it to you that they were like, hey, Linawa, how you doing?
Yeah. So I have Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio in the first house. So
that happens a lot.
It happened a lot starting when I was a kid, and my Black Moon Lilith is in retrograde too. So I think that's why I'm angry on a daily basis, because I'm just feeling from it.
Well, I think that's why you had kids so early too.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe I didn't have kids earlier. I can't believe it. I'm like, thank goodness. But so
wait, is your Lilith squaring your Mars?
My Lilith is, no, because my Lilith is like 26 or something, and Mars is 4. But it's trining my North Node. So now I incorporate my rebelliousness and all that. So I was very young, like teenager, and I remember going for a walk, and some guys driving down the street asking to give me money for, sex or something. And I was 18 God. And I was walking to get a sandwich or something from my dad's photography store. I came back so angry, and I'm like cussing, and I'm like, I can't believe he thought I was a prostitute. Okay, so fast forward to one day I went into a gas station, and I have my little son on my hip. I'm looking ragged. I'm wearing my pajamas. I didn't even try that day. And I'm just minding my own business, trying to pay for gas. And the guy's asking, hey, you single? No, I'm married. You cheat? I'm like, no.
Oh
I'm
my
just kidding.
God.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's Scorpio rising, but it's the Lilith on the ascendant. That's
it
what
is the
happens.
Lilith. Yeah.
The
So,
Lilith is, you guys can watch my Lilith first house video.
yeah.
The stories, you just read the comments, it can almost bring you to tears, because Lilith in the first house is really the most challenging placement in the zodiac, because you can have men and women hit on you out of nowhere, and you could be in your pajamas, you could be in a t-shirt and a baseball cap, no
you could
makeup.
think you're so ugly. It's happening.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And Black Moon Lilith in the first house, usually the father figure is like obsessed with you, but also hates when you admit your sexuality. And so I've had to deal with that. And that's I could write a book just on Lilith in Scorpio in first house, just all
I bet.
on that.
Now, have you also had the ladies, other women hit on you as well?
Not yet. Not really. I've had a lot of jealousy though.
Oh, that can happen too. Yes.
Yeah. And
competition, jealousy.
Yeah. And I was in the best shape of my life after my fourth kid, doing 10 pull-ups. I've always been athletic, but like I really pushed it to the limit. And I was very aware of people's jealousy, and I would intentionally, they say a joke about Virgo women, they'll dress sexy at home and then cover up when they go outside. Like that was me. Like I would go out and now I'm like, man, I miss that body. I'll show it off now, 'cause maybe I'm like more comfortable, but I just didn't like it. It really was advances from people. But you know what's interesting? I've always stood up for myself, and I was getting sexually harassed by older boys when I was 10 at a summer camp, and they were smacking my butt. And I ran up to one and punched him. And I think he saw my Scorpio rising Mars. Like he just saw he didn't know it, but my chart flashed before his eyes.
Oh, yes, it did.
And they were my friends. They were my friends. My enemies became my frenemies. So because I always get, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. It makes me so angry. And, I see like men in a different way, like, and my own father.
This is interesting because you're revealing the female side. Yeah. And I think with the Scorpio rising plus the Lilith, but just even the Scorpio rising, women can face a lot of male patriarchal energy against them, over sexualizing them. And that can be hard. Now, for men, I will say this, right? So what's interesting, I didn't know what it was when I was younger. I didn't know astrology. I just knew I was a Virgo. But let's say I could go to a club or be, at a party or whatever, and I'd walk into a room and then I could feel like all these eyes on me. And I didn't know what that was. And then being a Virgo, people don't believe me when I say this. Even my wife teases me. But as a Virgo, at first I'm going to be a little shy. Mm-hmm. No, we're extroverts with the sun in the 11th, but I'm going to be a little shy, and I have to feel the energy in the room. And then if I feel safe and comfortable, then I can step out on the stage in the limelight and be more personable, because I'm very social and friendly. But the Scorpio rising, I've had a couple instances where I'd be in a nightclub and I didn't really have to go mac on the ladies. The ladies would come to me a lot. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes what it was interesting, this happened when I got into the school setting, mainly predominantly women in a school building, right? It was one of like maybe 5-6 guys in the whole building. And so I started to substitute teach, and then I became a teacher. And then at work, at the time when I first got the job, I did have a girlfriend, but not all, I'm not trying to act like, I was like the big stud muffin, but a lot of the women were like, asking my cousin about me, like, what's up with Eric and this and that. And he would tell me, and he'd be like, oh man, you're really ruffling feathers here, and I'm like, okay. But this was what happened. In the morning, we're feeding the kids, and I had 2 women overtly say to me, hey, Eric, what's going on? Like those jeans. And I looked, and they were just staring at me. And the girl said, oh, don't worry about it. We were just over here sitting down, checking out your ass. And I was like, oh my God, I started blushing, and we're sitting there literally feeding disabled children. And they're sitting there laughing like, yeah, no, we're just checking out your ass, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. So
how does that feel as a man Because we're, you know.
It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I just laughed
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, that's what's up. Okay. You know, but I like the honesty that they told me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can feel the eyes and the stares. So I didn't understand it when I would be at the club or
Mm-hmm.
like even in certain situations in high school and college. But I guess sometimes, if I'm being honest, when I was younger, dealing with some insecurities, I didn't always feel super handsome or attractive. And then it was the ladies telling me and showing me that they thought I was. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess my view of myself is different from how they're viewing me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So then that gave me more confidence over the years. So it's just interesting. But I think with Scorpio risings, whether you're male or female, you will experience jealousy. People will be definitely magnetically or sexually attracted to you. And the scale. So for you, you have the Lilith. I've got Neptune, Venus, Jupiter. So that's a whole different experience. So, people will be really pulled in because my personality is bigger. Like I'm bigger than life. Like, that Jupiter and Venus is no joke. Like I can dominate a house party or a room. You know what I mean? If I
My boyfriend has that and Neptune on the first, but Jupiter.
Oh, and the Neptune, I'm literally the shapeshifter.
Yeah.
I can morph to any group of friends, and it's not fake. It's always authentic because it's Scorpio. But I can as I tell people, I can get along with people from the straight up hood to the burbs.
Yeah. Now, how close is Neptune to your ascendant?
It's conjunct. They're a couple degrees off.
Yeah.
But the Venus and Jupiter, they're early degrees, and they're not conjunct the Neptune and the ascendant. So,
John Edward the Psychic has the same placement. And
oh, really?
So it makes you very psychic as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I've come to realize that it is very empathic, and like I don't put labels on myself. I just say I'm intuitive because that's how I feel. You know what I mean? But the downloads for me as a Virgo, and I want to know if you experience this. I get a lot of the hits in my gut when my stomach feels something. I know that I know I'm right.
Yeah, I have Uranus in Scorpio, which is exalted, conjunct my Black Moon Lilith. And when I'm working with clients, I'll get a vision, or I don't always, it's just something that I know that I kind of see as a painting, it's just a thing. And it's not, I know it's not me. So I just have to bring it into the conversation. But,
I love that. That happens. Yeah. And so that happens with me with the Uranus and Libra. So I dreamt about 9/11 2 years before it happened. I dreamt about my wife before I met her, and peep the Libra, Uranus, Libra, 12th house. I could see my girlfriends in my dreams when they weren't with me.
That's interesting.
Like I could visually see what they were doing. Like it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Uranus is no joke.
Yeah.
So you have it on the ascendant. I have it in the 12th house. Both places. It's no joke. I love it.
Yeah. My youngest daughter, the Aries rising, Aries sun, she has Mercury conjunct Uranus in the 12th house. And one day she came to me a couple of years ago. She's so cute. Maybe it was 3 years ago, but she said something about the voices in her head. And I was like, that's just you.
Oh my God. Wait. I'm going to make you cry laughing. So, I told you I'm an MC, E Complete, have 2 albums, starting to work on my 3rd. On my first album, I had a song called Voices, and the hook was, I'm hearing voices in my head, but I'm not
there
dead. You're hearing voices in your head. But
you're picking up conversations that could be from the collective, and, that definitely can happen. I want to say something about Black Moon Lilith in the first house, even for anyone. Because you said it for you as a Scorpio rising. And I'm always telling Scorpio risings, you're magnetic, whether you see it or not. Like your aura is really enticing to people.
It's huge.
Yeah. And typically people with Black Moon Lilith in the first, they think they're ugly. They have an issue with their body. And I feel this from experience. I've confirmed it with charts and
no, I've heard that, definitely,
yeah. And you could be in a bad mood, and it affects everyone because that anger is in the first house.
But remember, the first house being your aura, right? Remember during the pandemic, 6 feet apart, that's the auric field. Lilith, you could literally walk into like a coffee shop, your office at work, whatever. And you could be like, hey, everybody. And people could be like, "Arr," and reject you and get out of here. You know what I mean? Because the Lilith is dealing with rejection and repressed energy. And you can be over-sexualized because it's pheromones and hormones. So
that's all it is.
Yeah, you're not aware of your Lilith.
My organs are talking. I'm not saying anything. It's energy emitting. It's not even me.
Oh my God. All right, so let's get back to the chat. Any other questions, you guys, about even these transits in the 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th house? If you're curious about any placements or different attributes of Scorpio rising, let's really get into some more questions, and let's see if there's any interesting comments as well.
Somebody said, my friend girl, that's how they said it. My friend girl has Scorpio rising, or maybe it's my friend's girl has Scorpio rising and has been celibate for over 20 years now. That makes sense. Divorced for over 20 years, one grown child, doesn't date, live at home with Virgo father who doesn't date. And I guess they're just making the connections. Yes.
Well,
Scorpio.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it. Yeah.
I was just going to say they can be extreme with their sexuality. I've been celibate before. And that was after like complete opposite. So you're trying to find intimacy with self, even when you are having sex. That's what the Scorpio energy is usually trying to chase. Yeah. And Scorpio suns I think they can be very good at being celibate, actually, because they just
Scorpio, it can run both gamuts. It could be over sexualized or totally withstained.
Yeah,
and so that's a really a deep assessment, and it's very true.
Yeah,
because remember, Scorpios don't like to hear this, but they are very, very sensitive, and so if they feel like someone's going to cheat on them, break their trust, there's a lack of loyalty or real soul merging intimacy, then they won't even engage at all. They'll be like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because Scorpio doesn't like to play games when it comes to sharing their heart, and intimacy for them, it's on a soul level.
Yeah. When I'm
Scorpio risings, go ahead.
No, I haven't been single much. I've always been with somebody. But when I've been in my when I was single, I'm actually assessing people I'm trying to read if there's someone who's loyal or not. It's not even about looks. I don't know how to explain it. It's about,
we like the purity. We love the purity.
Yeah.
And we need the trust and truth. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think because we understand sexuality can be used as a manipulation tactic. So we're very real when it comes to temptation. I go through temptation. So you're going to tell me you don't go through temptation? Like I'm trying to assess the whole situation.
Yeah. No, definitely. But I think the one thing I love about being a Scorpio rising, we can be like the most loyal people you've ever met.
Too loyal.
Yeah. We're very, very loyal. And like, it's, it's kind of deep, and I will say this, like, for me, Scorpio rising, that when they choose to be not just intimate, but when you think about the commitment of like a marriage or deep committed relationship, for Scorpio risings, that is a huge, and it doesn't matter your sun sign, it's just a huge leap of faith, because you're like, I'm laying in a bed next to you every night. I've got to trust you. You know what I mean? Like, that's a deep thing. People don't think about that with marriage. Marriage or that type of thing is the ultimate trust, because you're literally sleeping with someone next to you. And Scorpio risings, we're slow to trust because of how we empathically see the world. We know what pure evil is.
Yes. Yeah. And some people don't know, and they have different charts and they don't have that perspective, and that's not meant for them. But you have to pick your partners carefully when you're a Scorpio rising, and have a vetting process for sure, or just boundaries, because we have a hard time walking away.
But I think, but I'll say this, I think every sign should learn that from Scorpio risings, that you have to be more discerning with intimacy, sex, and let's not even get into like the whole, spiritual side of sex, but you've got to be very discerning with intimacy and soul merging and marriage and trust. Some rising signs, they could be a little bit too willy-nilly, and Scorpio risings, we don't get down like that. We're not willy-nilly about nothing.
And I don't think they get hurt like we do. it's like the worst thing ever when we just imagine it happening.
Oh my God. The heartbroken. Yeah. But you know what I realized? I just kind of got that download about that the other day. And that is all fixed rising signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, because you have fixed in the 7th house of marriage. And so you can literally, especially Scorpio rising and Taurus risings, you can be fixated, let's say, in the 7th house of the marriage and relationship, but also the even the kitchen. So Taurus or Scorpio risings can be great chefs. Same with the Leo or Aquarius risings, because they can get, when a sign gets fixed on something, they're going to become the professional expert. They're going to put in that energy, that time, that love. So, you can really, I think of my wife, she's a Taurus rising, Scorpio 7th house. She literally transforms meals in that kitchen. And I'm like, oh, incredible, babe.
She's alchemizing the ingredients.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, oh my God, how did you do? But that's.
Is it a secret? She says, I can't tell you that.
Oh my God, no. She cooks. I think it's so intuitive, like her Pisces sun, but that Scorpio 7th house, she's literally transforming the food in the kitchen. It's powerful. But yeah, Scorpio risings, when it comes to sex and commitment, we're very loyal, sometimes to a fault, but do not, if you lie to us, we could cut you out of our lives forever.
And we won't forget it if we do not cut you out forever.
No, you're right. We will not forget. Yeah,
we have very good memories.
But let me ask you about that. Well, that's a whole nother thing, because we have super memories because we're Cap Moons. I want to talk about that in a second. But let me ask you this: as a Scorpio rising, because there are some stereotypes that don't apply to me, and I wonder how you feel about it. I am not necessarily someone that is about seeking revenge, because I feel like we talked about that Libra 12th house. I feel like my ancestors and spirit guides got me. They'll handle it. I don't got to do nothing.
That's a good question. I play by the book. I play by the rules.
Yes.
So, okay. Do you understand? So I'm going through a divorce right now. I'm not doing anything shady. I'm not hiding anything. So I've always, also, I think it's my Cap Moon, because that's a lot of karma. That's your reputation. I'm not messing around with that.
That's stuff. Right. Cap Moon. Our reputation and legacy, especially when you think of 3rd house, children, and our discipline. My Cap Moon, but I wonder if you feel this with the Cap Moon, it kind of makes us workaholics, right?
More what? Oh, workaholic?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. This is the first time in my life I'm trying not to be one. That's what my friends say. Everything you touch turns to gold. And my dad, and being Jewish, he put a hard work ethic into me, and his Saturn is conjunct my ascendant. So I've always worked hard, and I'm a Virgo. Virgos will do what they say they're going to do, and they're going to complete the job, and they don't need a reward for it. They're just like, we're going to get it done.
We do follow the rules.
Yeah, we do follow the rules, but not if it's a dumb rule. That's just me. Uranus in the 1st house. Not if it's a dumb rule. But I forget what we were saying before that. The
revenge. Do Scorpio risings need to
I play by the rules. So now here's the thing. I don't like drama. I don't talk about private stuff on social media, but there has been one instance, and that's because somebody was doing something with my kids. Mars and Leo, guys. I'm not messing around.
Don't play with the kids.
Yeah, in Scorpio rising, we understand purity and evil. And so lying about something to do with children, to me, you're walking the fine line of some kind of evilness. And I will say I'm calculating.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm very patient. And I don't like revenge. I probably had lifetimes of it, and that's why I'm here suffering with the Capricorn Moon squaring Saturn.
Oh my gosh. Listen.
Revenge.
I will say this with the Cap Moon, and maybe some of you guys here may have a Cap Moon. You definitely feel the strictness from mom. Sometimes she may come off mean. My mom was tough but fair. but I don't know if you've experienced this, but a lot of Capricorn moons, it's that Benjamin Button effect with every Capricorn placement. As you get older, you get more younger and youthful.
I do. Yeah. I'm 45 this September.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll be 56. Yeah. And not only do I feel younger, especially with my emotions, I know how to process them now. Like I can cry in a healthy way now. And that was not part of my story. I didn't really cry as a child or anything. You know what I mean? So it's really powerful, the Capricorn moon. And, being, we are Astro twins, you guys. So being a Virgo sun, Scorpio rising, Capricorn moon, number one, we are spiritual detectives. The truth is everything. And we will tend to be good doers, right? I'm a rule follower. I follow the rules, except if they are, through systems or power. Because with the Scorpio rising, I know when someone's lying. So like I know about the lie. I hate when people use that term, conspiracy theorists. And I'm like, you have to, not be an idiot or a fool and realize that that's a made up term thrown into the lexicon to get you to stop questioning when people in power are doing, unscrupulous
it's
stuff.
a silly name. It's a silly name. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And they started it after they killed Kennedy. And then they had the movie with Julia Roberts and Mel Gibson, conspiracy theorists, to cement it in our subconscious programming. But, people need to realize that, I love what Dave Chappelle said, and I met him years ago, and he's a Virgo, right? He's like, so what, you think the government's really batting 1,000? They don't do nothing wrong? It's
like what? You trust the government? Like,
what? Like, so and I think the Leo in the 10th house, when you think about it, the Leo in the 10th house, we kind of realize that we can challenge the authority of power because we're like, we're not afraid. We're like,
I always have.
Leo's very brave and courageous. Leo's like, wait a minute. Let me take the power over because the way you're doing power, it's not righteous or fair.
Yes, right. And we can't forget Libra's on the 12th house. We actually have a knowing of justice. We have it. And isn't that odd that we experience so much of it? And I think oftentimes is the early childhood between that 1st and 4th house. But we're here to alchemize it. Like we have some responsibility and to that. We can't stay stuck there. And everyone's on their own path. There's a couple of questions in the chat.
Yes, please. Let's get to the chat. Yeah.
So okay, here's two. So two separate questions. We can go into it. Anything faded this October and November for Virgos and Scorpio rising. So we did talk about the conjunction with Jupiter, Mars, South Node is November 12th.
Well, what also is happening?
Oh, they're saying October, November.
October. So what's also happening, October 3rd to November 13th, and will overlap. Don't forget, we got the final Mercury retrograde, but Venus goes retrograde first in October, and it's going from Scorpio back to Libra. But the Mercury retrograde, which is like October maybe 21st, 23rd to November 13th, that's in Scorpio. So that's very much on our ascendant and 12th house. So those retrogrades will overlap. The South Node will hit Leo. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And there's a conjunction, I think, between Mercury and Venus at one point. And I don't know if one's retrograde and one's not. And I think they're in early degrees too. So
no, it's an important time.
It is.
So when I think of Venus retrograde, whether it's, going from the 1st to the 12th, number one, we've got to make sure during a Venus retrograde, you're not getting a new hairstyle.
Don't do it.
You're not getting a new car, new piercings or tattoos. Do not start a new relationship, right? People from the past may try to come back up and entice you. And I think it's a good time for the introspection of the self-love and and people forget about Venus. Venus is devotion. What are you devoted to?
Especially in that 12th house. This is, this is a lot of like, be still and, your own spirituality, like truly lived out. And last time Venus was in retrograde, I did something I was telling people not to do. I bought something expensive under a contract and I'm still paying. Like it was a new cell phone that I didn't send in the old one. And it's been a pain in my ass ever since. And I'm like,
you got to be careful with Venus retrograde with shopping and purchases.
Yeah, especially if it's a lot of money or it's contracts.
Yes,
oh my gosh, yes, that's
that's a
I'll
real
save that
thing.
message for later. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
obviously coinciding with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Woo,
Yeah. I
that's
think
gonna be,
Scorpios will be a little bit temperamental at that time. So
yeah, don't mess with
also
us.
we might say something you'll never be able to unhear.
Oh, no, yeah, literally. Because I find, and I was going to get back to your dad with that Saturn Scorpio, but same thing with Mercury Scorpio.
Yeah.
That is the spiritual detective. Like you're not hiding anything from a Mercury Scorpio or a Saturn Scorpio. And Saturn Scorpio, the karmic concentration, the obsessiveness, the control, it can be so heavy-handed. So I'm sure dad was a lot to you because yeah, Saturn Scorpio there's positives to it, but it can get very tough and negative.
I will write a book about it. Yeah,
I bet you will.
Yeah, I have a title in mind. Yeah,
I bet you will. Yeah.
Somebody had asked, and I kind of like this one because I like talking about Black Moon Lilith because it does like to be in Scorpio. So I think Scorpio should harness that energy and use it.
Yeah, you got to manifest in the water too. And with
okay.
water,
oh, that's why I've been laying in the pool like every day for just a little bit. Just
it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. They said Black Moon Lilith in the third house, and I think that can be hard for Scorpio rising because it is sextiling your ascendant, and people don't want to hear you. They'll ask for advice and they'll be offended, and they even asked for it.
They can reject you for how you communicate, especially your siblings, cousins, the local community, the neighbors, elementary school. Yeah. These are the kids that sometimes can get bullied for no reason at all growing up. Lilith in the third can be challenging.
I think it is challenging.
You can have that one neighbor that always has to mess with you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
So this is a good question. I have a Capricorn moon brother, Leo rising. I have a Leo rising brother as well, and an ex-husband. So I have a lot of experience with that. But I think he's really stubborn and won't ever listen to me when I try to help him. How do you get through to a Cap moon emotionally? I think he tries.
Well, that Cap moon, if you're Leo rising, right, we're going in the 6th house of our work, daily routine, health, and hygiene. A Cap moon, they feel like their daily routine is such a duty and obligation and responsibility. So when it comes to that aspect of their lives, they don't really want advice. They feel like they've got it. They're doing their thing. Remember, Capricorn in the 6th house, they will initiate and get the thing completed at work. They'll take the task. The boss will give the assignment. They'll be the first, let's say if it's a teacher, the first to hand in their lesson plans. They'll be the first to reach this goal at work or make this much sales. And that moon is their emotional mind. So they're really in their daily routine, they're thinking of nothing but their schedule and what they got to get done. So that's a big, heavy responsibility with the Leo rising. I think maybe the best thing to calm that down is to get them a pet and let them have some fun with like a cute
something
dog.
To cuddle with.
Yeah, something to cuddle with to calm them down. Yeah, that would be.
I would add too that I think a moon in the 6th house with Capricorn. I actually was married to someone who literally was a Leo rising Cap in the 6th house.
Oh wow! So tell me.
Yeah, and I have a Cap moon too, so we kind of spoke the same language. But moon in the 6th house, they can be self-critical and feel inadequate emotionally. So I would say to the brother, and I don't know how old you guys are, but you have to with a Cap moon, you have to let them know that they're doing a good job, and they can't help but work hard. They're wired like somatically to calm them.
You have to pat them on the back.
Yeah, and it's hard for us to not work. We feel like we have to earn our rest. So I would say connecting with him by saying something like, wow, I see the effort you put in. That's admirable.
Oh my God. You just said the biggest statement right there. We have to earn our rest.
Yeah.
Cap moons have to earn our rest.
Yeah. Wow. We feel like we have to.
That's exactly how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tired. So, and then I think it's like your bones get tired and you realize, maybe I can't, but your mind is still going, especially if you're a Virgo.
The mind doesn't stop. The body is like, oh my God, rest. And the mind's like, I got another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have this bad because I build I have my Cap moon squaring Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury. They're all conjunct in Libra. So I'm really good at building systems that help Scorpio risings, like, with astrology or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been telling myself, no, I'm not going to create this new system because I'm meant to solve problems. I'm like, no, you're not solving anyone's problems. You're not creating a new thing. So I've been trying to scale back a little bit with the work in that way. And
Well, that's good. We all need rest. So you guys, as we get ready to wind down, any last questions for Scorpio risings dealing with these transits? I feel like we've given a lot of good insight. I just want to say with Uranus, Gemini in the 8th house, if you start to experience mediumship gifts, if the clairs come on, clair cognizant, clair knowing, clair whatever, right? Don't think you're going crazy, ringing in the ear or knowing someone's going to die. That's literally normal.
Yeah, I have
Uranus,
that with Uranus in the first
with
house.
Uranus, Gemini, 8th house, a lot of gifts could come online for Scorpio risings over this, next 7-8 years. So give yourself permission to be weird. Wherever Uranus is at, it's where you're going to be weird, bizarre, and innovative. You may not be able to tell people, but you can reach out to Linawa or myself and talk to us about it because it can make you feel isolated and weird. And Uranus, Gemini, remember Uranus is also the central nervous system. So just sometimes massage the back of the neck, massage your hands behind your ears.
I would say shoulders too with Gemini.
Shoulders, and breathe. You got to breathe. Deep, weird, obnoxious breaths, like breathe, okay? It's going to be kind of like a godsend for you. So that's one tip I wanted to share. Any other tips? And we'll take any last 2 questions about any of these transits for Scorpio risings. Do you have any health tips or any insights with the Neptune, the Pluto, the Uranus, the Jupiter?
I would say for health tip, especially if you have a lot of Gemini placements, especially like moon, because Uranus does rule the nervous system. I have Uranus in the first house. So I did get a weird disease. I got Lyme. My nervous system started to like break down. So it's like now I'm always in repair state. So with it, Uranus in our 8th house, you have to, your body's going to have knowing before your mind can. So if you push yourself beyond what your mind can do, which is the warning I feel like we have this month with our Cancer new moon, because we're going to follow up with the Cancer full moon in 6 months. And I'm going to hear a lot of Scorpio rising saying they're in bed and they can't move or they're having a mental breakdown. But really listening to your body. And I am also seeing, because you're doing that, some of you guys are going to realize you're actually maybe skilled at healing the body. And then you end up being like Reiki master or something like that. Yeah. So, and be open to all different modalities of healing, magnets, Reiki, anything.
And thank you for saying that, because people forget Gemini is the hands. And so with Uranus, that's literally Reiki and massage, or just like healing gifts with your hands, but also your words. I always say to my clients, and just in general, and this is going to be good for all of us, the collective, even if you're not a Scorpio rising, you need to be maniacal, intentional with the positive words coming out of your mouth to yourself, but also to others. This is, we got to stop the gossiping, just talking bad about ourselves. Because also, remember, your subconscious mind, the 12th house, is listening and doesn't know you're talking about, you could be talking about Tiffany or Jennifer, but the subconscious mind thinks you're talking about Linawa, you know what I mean? So we have to be very careful with our words. It's very important.
I have that in my notes too, because that might be the most important thing on a personal level. Like, that's why I meant, like, you have to be aware of the messages that are coming in. And remember, Gemini 8th house is affiliated with the 3rd house. So think about the subconscious imprinted on you. And it's so hard to get, if you grew up with your parents saying you're lazy every day, now you think you're lazy, but you're not, it's an old script. So we have to be very careful with that. Camila really would like if you could break down what days are good for working out and meant for rest.
Okay, let's do that. So Monday, lunes, is the day of the moon. That's self-reflection, introspection, extra rest, journaling. That's why nobody wants to go to work on Mondays.
Yeah.
The busiest day of the week. Tuesday, Martes is the planet Mars. That's more shoulders, bench press, bicep curls, upper body. And the busiest day to run your errands. Mars, the soldier, the warrior, the athlete taking action. Okay. Wednesday, miércoles, a lot of emails, communications, text, but Wednesday, Mercury is the lungs. So walking, jogging, elliptical, jump rope, deep breathing, yoga, that's best for Wednesdays. Thursday, jueves, Jupiter rules the hips, thighs, and liver. So you got to, squats, leg press, hiking, walking, jumping, anything with the lower body. Squats are important. Legs, super important on Thursday, Jupiter. And you should sign up for a class or teach a class or, plan a trip Thursdays. Friday, Viernes, Venus. Just like Monday, it's not a day to exercise. Friday is date night, romance. Ladies, buy some flowers, bring them to the home, beautify. Everybody, clean your car wash, because that's good feng shui, good for your relationships and good for your finances. Venus is Friday. And that's the day where we can cheat, eat your chocolate. And I don't mean cheat on a person, cheat in terms of your diet, or live it how you eat. Have your dark chocolate on a Friday. Have that sweet tooth. Saturday, Sabado, Saturn. We live in a Saturn moon matrix. Saturn is the day of your spiritual discipline, the Sabbath. Increase your spiritual practices on Saturday. You should do it every day, but Saturday you could do it longer. But people forget Saturn is literally your bones and your structure, but it's machines. So you could do the full body workout on Saturday. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, the 3 best days. Then you add Wednesday, and then the final day of the week, Sunday, is another great day to work out, because Sunday, Sol, Domingo, is the sun. Do outside exercise, walking, hiking, just, cleaning up your yard, just being in the sun for extended period of time on a Sunday. Why do you think the NFL plays football on Sundays? Pay attention. Bing bong. The sun is what? Your purpose, vitality, right? Restoration. I call it sleep on a Sunday. Sleep later, but then get outside all day and play. Even in the winter, Sunday. So when you start to implement this in your life, you guys, astrology is the map of your life and the remembrance of your soul. It's to make your life easier in the practical, mundane daily routine. So do this. I promise you, you will thank me later, and life will become so organic and easy for you.
Yeah, I just learned this from you the other day, and I changed so I ended up doing legs today, and yesterday was all cardio. I walked like a total of a little over an hour, and it feels more grounding. And then, if you're someone who's trying to plan, it's like, just let just align with that. There's one question in here that's a really interesting question. It could be fun. What sun, moon, and
wait, who's it from? I want to know, who's it from?
Oh, Jackie, is it Jack or Jackie?
Oh, Jackie Washington? Yeah, Jackie Washington. Okay. Hey, Jackie.
What sun, moon, and rising sign do you believe would be the best president for the U.S.? I'm not into politics at all, but this is such a fun question.
That is a fun question.
We have to pick each.
I think it has to be, number one, it would have to be someone that's already not involved in politics, because it's all broken and they all lie.
And not an actor.
And not an actor or whatever. But I would say, if I was to really think about the signs and a politician, remember the 10th house is the government and the 11th house is the actual president, vice president, Congress, Senate. So, and I think of 3rd house, communications, 4th house representing your hometown and homeland. Scorpio risings could be good. Cancer risings could be really good. Gemini risings with that Aries in the 11th and the Taurus in the 10th. The Pisces in the 10th, Virgo in the 4th. That could be really good. I don't know. Sun sign, Leo is connected to entertainers or politicians, but we've had a lot of Leo presidents, and I don't know, whatever. But maybe we need a shift. Maybe we could have a female Pisces president, a Pisces, someone that's really about compassion and empathy. America's never had a female president, but we've never even had one that has been someone that is likable. So people like a Pisces, or even a Cancer woman. but someone that is strong and nurturing and caring, and I think Cancers and Capricorn and Libra women, the cardinal signs could be good. I don't know. What would you think of a moon?
They need to be stable, but
a
they
Taurus moon.
Would it be Aquarius? They need to care about people.
A Taurus or Aquarius moon could be good.
Yeah.
Freedom and liberation. Aquarius placement would be good. Even an Aquarius sun, is definitely good. I mean, we had Lincoln. He was an Aquarius sun. So, but that's a great question. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be picking like where his Black Moon Lilith isn't or his Chiron isn't.
Oh my God! I know. I would have to look at the charts of the potential candidates, and then I would really dissect it, and I'd be like,
I don't know, their Chiron's here is not.
Yes
to everything.
Yeah, I don't trust that Lilith there or that or exactly. And then you want to know where's their Mars,
Yeah, so, Mars is most important.
That's a great question, Jackie. But
it's fun.
There could be many different placements that would be good. Definitely want someone with authenticity, compassion, and empathy. We've never really had that in the office, so it would be such a shift. And I think,
but politics,
having a woman take a turn would be for the best, probably.
Yeah, it's just that rising the ranks is Capricorn, so it's like they have to. I don't know if the person wants to be. I don't even know if that perfect chart exists for. I guess we'd have to look at the best charts. For the best.
Well, a Cap rising would be interesting because you have the Libra in the 10th. Yeah, because if you think about it, if a Cap rising, you got the Scorpio on the 11th, and then the Libra in the 10th. And then if they're Cap rising, the Pisces in the 3rd of the communication, that's a really good rising sign, Cap rising.
I mean, I love Capricorn risings. I'm biased. I gave birth to one, and I make friends easily with them. But
I like Cap risings too.
Yeah, I like the layout of the chart, and they are spiritual because they have Pisces on the 3rd. They're spiritual, so I bet their speeches would be very inspirational
and compassionate. Yeah.
Yeah, and they love music usually too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that would be great. So okay, you guys, this was my God, so much fun.
It was so fun. Yeah.
Definitely. I think we'll have to probably do this again come Scorpio
I would love
season, especially when we have that Venus retrograde and that alignment, and some of these alignments. So, and Jupiter conjunct South Node. So we'll kind of revisit and kind of connect again in November. That would be super fun. And I just thank you. Let everybody know how they can reach out to you to book readings and give them your IG and TikTok. Everything's down below in the description, but I just
it is okay.
I want you to share it with everybody. And you guys go support this amazing woman, Astro Mom and Astrology Scorpio Rising. But go ahead, the floor is yours. And any other closing messages you may want to share.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. It was super fun. I love chatting, obviously. I could be so tired. Yeah, I could be so tired, and this is gonna give me energy. So I'm gonna drink a sleepy tea and hopefully not have energy. But so I'm on TikTok. It's _astromom_, and I post a lot. And I have an inner circle. There is a link in my bio there. And people DM for my booking link. TikTok, you can only put so many links. So. Instagram, it's what is that? It's Astrology Scorpio Risings with an S. I have 2 links there, so that's my booking link, and it is also all the services that I have some courses that you can take. I don't really call them courses because you can go out of order, but I just talk about the layout of the chart because I want people to understand themselves, because I don't want anyone telling you what to do. That's my whole thing. I want us to think for ourselves and be open to making mistakes.
Yes. Scorpio risings. We want everyone to be free, sovereign, and independent.
Exactly. That's it. And I don't care how it looks, and so some people might not like you along the way or whatever, but
I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you, my Astro twin. This was so refreshing. So much fun. I've met other astrologers. Like I shared with you, Astrology with Heather, who one of my main astrology teachers, is a Scorpio rising and a Virgo sun, but she's a Cancer moon. So to really connect with and have a new astrology twin and friend It is really my pleasure, and this was so much fun. And we connected the other day promoting this on her TikTok, and that was awesome too. So,
that was your first time going live, right? This is my first time going live on YouTube. I was a little nervous, but
well, I did go live once on TikTok before.
You did? Okay.
I did, but and I've been a guest on other people's TikTok before. And with another Scorpio Rising, Rebecca Vedanoff, she does the Akashic Records and is a channeler.
Okay, cool.
But TikTok gave her the boot, so she's just on IG now. But you know, it's just always fun and really awesome. And so now we've connected on TikTok and YouTube. We'll have to do something maybe before November on IG.
I've never gone live on IG, so you'll get me in my discomfort zone, which is great.
Well, maybe I'll go live on IG, and then you'll be the guest or something.
I'll be the guest, and we got, you know, with Jupiter and Leo, one of the things we have to do for ourselves is take some risks and be bold and courageous. So No,
we Scorpio Risings, I just want you guys to know it's safe to go outside and play.
Yeah.
Do everything from your heart. And embrace the stage and the spotlight, because the transits are literally supporting Scorpio Risings in a way that we haven't felt in a long time. So go ahead out there. It's safe to play in them streets and smile and bring the joy and vibrate with generosity from your heart chakra. You know, that's super important. But thank you guys for watching. Do me a favor, as I always tell you, go and subscribe to her. New people and some of her people subscribe to my channel. But when we say goodbye in 15 seconds, please come back and leave a comment in the chat. It helps it grow in algorithms. But share this. What we shared today was so much knowledge and information. And you don't know that if you send this as a text or put it on your Facebook or on your X, who it may inspire. So please don't be afraid to share and come back and comment and just, you know, fire emoji, thank you guys or whatever. And definitely go follow her on her socials. So this was fun.
Thanks guys. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for watching for episode 481 of my Knowledge and Love Astrology podcast with the amazing Linawa Shaffer. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.